Good morning, good evening, and good night to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Channel 69 News, where I bring you the latest and greatest news for all of your favorite games on Roblox. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this week, we don't actually have a ton to cover, but we still have a lot of good leaks and a lot of good information, just not as jam-packed as usual. I tried finding a bunch of stuff, but for this week, I just couldn't find a ton of new stuff being posted. But regardless, we still have some good leaks. Now, I do want to say I appreciate every single one of you for the love on Channel 69. I'm getting a lot of good feedback about this and reading the comments and everything about that on your guys' suggestions, so I appreciate every single one of you for that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to like this episode of Channel 69 News, and let's get straight into this. So, first game, this is just going to be a quick one that I'm going to go through because there's only one leak of this, but we're doing some MRT. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new picture of the C6ZR1 coming into MRT, and I gotta say, this thing looks freaking good, dude. It's not even fiction. I mean, it's fictional. It's fictional. You can see the badge on the front. Like, that's not a you know what badge. It's a, you know, it's a either way, bro. This thing looks good. I'm so excited for this to come to the game. Last time we got the ZL1 Camaro, and now we are getting a C6ZR1. One of the best cars ever, in my opinion. I love me a little C6ZR1. But yeah, that is the only new leak we have for MRT that I could find. But either way, this looks pretty good. And also, if you guys did not see my MRT update video, I highly recommend you guys go and check that out. Even if you guys don't like MRT, which I know a lot of you don't, I still recommend you watch at least the intro of it. At least the intro. The intro is pretty fire in my opinion. So if you guys haven't seen that, go and check that out. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the good old MRT section. Now I'm going to transition into Southwest Florida. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing for Southwest Florida, we got a little message here from Chizu, one of the car modelers, I believe. And he said, new models all have visible cooling systems / frames behind bumpers, and some have modeled suspension and overall more geometry for a smoother finish. Oh my, and then of course 3D wheels. But dude, you guys, this is actually insane because you guys know that most car games and most games that have cars in them just have exterior bumpers, stuff like that. There's nothing actually internal, or you can not really see anything behind the actual car. But ladies and gentlemen, visible cooling system and frames behind bumpers is actually insane. This is actually a perfect transition into the Murcielago, which you guys have all seen, but we're getting a lot more pictures of this. You guys can see in this picture of the Murcielago, it is not done yet, but you can see some cooling fans right under the taillight right here. And I'm guessing, I don't know, I would hope that these actually kind of spin too. If these would spin, that would be insane. When you start the car up, it starts spinning. That would literally be insane. And that's not just on this car. It'd be like every single car that has visible cooling fans. But that is just insane. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we have a lot more leaks of the Murcielago here. Just check this out, dude. This Murcielago is looking real good. I'll tell you guys that right now. Look at this. Murcielago is looking real good. Now, in this picture, you can kind of see that they're working on the Murcielago SV. Now, I'm pretty sure the bottom one is the non-fictional one, so the real Murcielago SV, and then the top one is the fictionalized version that they're going to turn into the SV. Now, oh my, dude, I don't know. We got the non-fictional one, the real one on the bottom, and then we have the fictional one on top. Now, I'm also curious to see what the logo is going to look like for Lamborghini. I'm curious to see what the logo is going to look like because they haven't shown any logos. There's no logos or emblems or anything on any of these cars. So I am really curious. What in the world? I didn't even notice this on this picture of the Mercy here. You can see the cooling fans, obviously. And then you can see the freaking muffler behind the car. That's a big muffler. Unless it's not a gas tank. I don't know why they put the gas tank right there. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, they're going crazy with these freaking fictionals, dude. This Murcielago looks insane. Also, another message from Chizu. This guy asked, ShadowCloud623 said, what's planned to happen to our limiteds? As we know, there will be a certain amount of cars at launch and others will be refunded, and limiteds include, I don't know what the rest of his chat said. But she just said nothing. You will still have them. They'll just remove it all as fictional cars, but remain limited and won't go back on sale. So I'm pretty sure they talked about this a long time ago before. This is just like concrete information evidence right here talking about the fictional cars. So it sounds like they're remodeling all of the fictionals as like a priority. They're remodeling all of the limiteds as fictionals as a priority is what I'm trying to say. So all the limited cards that you have in your inventory sound like they are going to be fictionalized and none of them are going to be gone. So that's actually really cool that we're going to keep all our fictionals. I was kind of worried about that too. But that is pretty good. Also, some more pictures of some 3D wheels, which I'm pretty sure we've seen this picture before. We got to equip 05 right here. 3-dimensional, ladies and gentlemen. 3D wheels are actually going to be insane. I'm so excited for that. So they're going to change the game entirely. Well, the game's already changed entirely. It's gonna feel like an entirely new game. It's not even gonna feel like Southwest Florida when we're in it. But last for the car leaks, we got a little EK, EG. I'm Googling this right now. Hold on a second. I get them mixed up. It's a EG. It's a EG. EG. This is a EG Civic. But right here, I'm pretty sure we've seen this before, but we got some more finished pictures of the EG. And if you zoom in here, you can kind of see, you can see part of the frame and part of like the front support crash bar, whatever you want to call it, behind the grill right there. So that doesn't, I don't know if that's entirely finished or not, but it does look pretty good. I don't really know what this is. And then it says, can you stop around? So I'm not, there's that. And last but not least for Southwest Florida, this is actually big. We actually got some map leaks. Shout out Kai. He did send these into my Discord. This is what his payment was after I gave him a Boosie Fade and a mud bath. But anyway, check this out. We got some pictures of the map right here. So this one, you can have to see we're at like a little beach, and there's some like apartments or that's definitely not a hotel. I think those are apartments and some other buildings and stuff like that. Palm trees, very good looking. You got a green. I just noticed this green structure over here. No, couldn't tell you what that is. But that's pretty good. We also got a little sign. We got a picture from the road, and we got this sign. It says, adopt a highway, a partnership for litter fees, Florida highways, blah, blah. And then right below that, ladies and gentlemen, we got some groundbreaking news. Stringent development revamp coming 2061, ladies and gentlemen. So we have, what, 36 years until the Southwest Florida update, which honestly, that's not, it's not as bad as I thought. In 36 years, guys, mark your calendars, 2061. That is when the Southwest Florida revamp is finally coming, ladies and gentlemen. We actually got some dates now. Next picture we got here, we got a picture of a tractor, which seems to be at a little boat marina thing. You can kind of see some boats. We got some boats in the background. I couldn't tell you if they're prop boats or actual boats that you could like start driving and stuff. I can't really tell because the picture's in 0.5. But next picture, we got a picture of the good old Seaside Bar and Grill, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Seaside is definitely looks a million times better in this picture than it does right now. Look at this. It's got some beautiful outside scene. Looks kind of like a bar. On the left, we got some taps over there, some boats, and we got a huge little. This is probably like a full of beer. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. So that is all of the map pictures we got. That is all Kai sandwich. Shout out Kai. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this part of Southwest Florida. Next, we're going to Greenville. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now we don't have a ton for Greenville this week either, but we still have some cool leaks. Now last week I covered saw a little picture of a front end of an M2 or what I thought was an M2. And, ladies and gentlemen, I was actually right. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this right here. We got a G87 M2. We get the rear end of it, and it is an M2 because it has the 2 on it. So that is a Greenville's fictionalized version of a G87 M2. And I gotta say, this looks real good. I'm gonna put up a picture of an actual G87 M2 taillight, and I gotta say, this looks pretty good. Wait a second. Okay, you know what? I actually just realized this. I don't know who makes the BMW. I don't know who makes the BMWs or who made the BMWs, but as you can see, the real G87, it's got a taillight and it's all just on the body of the car. It's on the corner panel. It's not on the trunk. But there was a picture going around like on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that of they kind of, I don't know what they used, but they used some tape to kind of drag the M2 lights over into the trunk. And it made it look 10 times better. And I just realized they did this thing on the fictional. So whoever saw that and took that into account and was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. And I got to say, that looks pretty good. Wow, that actually looks, honestly, I don't even know. It's kind of hard to say if it looks better than the actual G87 M2. But we'll see once we get full body pictures of this. But that is pretty cool. And that's actually really exciting. I didn't really realize that. Look at that. But next thing, ladies and gentlemen, we got another blurred picture of a map. Now, as you can see here, it looks like to the right, we have like a food truck. I'm just going to guess that looks like a food truck. It's a really blurred image. We got tents. There's about 3 tents here, and there's a bunch of stuff on them and things under the tents. I couldn't tell you where this is or what's under this. I don't know if this is some special event or some map expansion or something that Greenville is doing. I have absolutely no idea, but I guess we'll see in the next update. Which, speaking of that, as you guys know, last week on Saturday, they had the UGC medal event, which I did not cover that just because it was a super simple event. I didn't really feel the need to cover that. It would have been like a 2-minute video just reading. Hunter posted this on our stories. He said, UGCs have all been claimed. Thank you all for the feedback on the event. We aren't planning to do another event structured like this again ever, and I've learned from it. Stay tuned for future update news, as there's one coming in the next few weeks or so. What do you say? We promise it isn't at all an event like the one put out today. So I wonder if there is an event, because I feel like in that little text at the bottom, he's referring that there's like an event coming up or something. Maybe that's what the tense. Beyond me. I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get some update news in the next few weeks. So maybe an update coming soon. I don't know. We will see. But yeah, as you guys know, the medal event was very interesting. I didn't even do it. Like I said, I didn't do it. I didn't really mess with it at all. But I'm sure you guys had some experiences and some stuff to say about it. But moving on, we got the Aston Martin DB9/DBS, one of the two. I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you. I'm going to keep it a buck, but it's one of the two. I'll tell you that right now. But look at this thing, ladies and gentlemen. This thing's been featured a lot, and it looks real good. I'm going to be buying one of these. Say that much right now. And then last but not least for Greenville, ladies and gentlemen, we got side by side the E60s. Now we have the used car special limited E60 next to the fictionalized E60 M5. And I gotta say, these actually look really good. The newer fictionalized E60s look really good. Now this one has a bumper sticker on it. It says, "Bumpin' that." Bumpin' that. But anyways, yeah, look at that. I really can't say anything bad about the fictionalized E60s. They actually look really good. I like that, especially the taillights. The taillights are really good looking. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this week's episode of Channel 69 News. Like I said, there wasn't a ton of content this week, but I think we still covered a lot, and we got a lot of good information. But hopefully next week we'll have some crazy information, maybe it's on some other games and stuff like that. But if there are any other leaks that I missed or anything, let me know down below in the comments. And by the way, I record these on Thursday and edit it into Friday, and I post it on Friday. So if something gets posted on Friday, like late evening or night or Saturday, then I missed it, and I'm gonna cover it next week. So you guys talking about, yeah, I forgot something. Most of the time, no, I didn't forget it. It just got posted after I uploaded the video. So you got to keep that in mind. But yeah, maybe I do miss some stuff sometimes. I'm pretty blind. I'm going to stop yapping. I'm going to get out of here. I'll appreciate every single one of you for watching this episode of Channel 69 News, and I'll see you guys next week.